start upper leg, anterior, kind of quad muscle area. So on a human, the sartorius muscle is real thin, strap-like. It goes from the anterior superior iliac spine to the medial aspect of the knee. On a mink, it's pretty broad and flat. So don't confuse this for the quad muscle yet. So this thin sheet of muscle I'm underneath right now is a sartorius muscle. And then if you go lateral to that, which this one's been chewed up a little bit. So the gracilis, again on the human, thin strap-like going down the medial aspect of the thigh. On the minks, it's more broad and flat. And you can see it should be wider, but it got kind of chewed up in the dyeing process, I think. Dyeing the arteries and veins, I mean, not dying.
You could tell how it died.
It's an autopsy.
Okay, so hopefully there's another mink with a better gracilis. But either way, so you isolate the edges of these muscles and then cut them down towards the knee. Make sure you're not cutting anything deeper. So I know my jaws are underneath just the muscle. And again, this gracilis is nothing. We'll have to find a better one on another mink, but it'll look pretty similar to the sartorius, like this one. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it attached and on so I can reflect it away, but when I want to look at the sartorius muscle, I can flip it back down, right? So on a test, I'd have a pin going through that muscle. You'd sit down, look at it, say, oh, that's sartorius, right down sartorius, okay? So now that we've got that reflected away, we can see the muscles underneath. So what are our anterior thigh muscles?
Quadriceps.
Yeah. Okay, what are the four muscles that make up the quads?
Rectus femoris, vastus,
Lateralis. Intermedialis.
Yeah. So rectus femoris, vastus medialis, intermedius, and lateralis.
Can you point to those again?
I haven't pointed to them.
Oh, okay.
Still don't see it. But I will. All right, so what's this one?
Medialis.
Vastus medialis. What's this big one?
That's
Rectus
Rectus femoris, good, which is across the knee and the hip. And then this one,
vastus lateralis.
vastus lateralis. And then if we go deep to that rectus femoris, basically on the surface of the bone, you probably won't be able to see it until you get it in on yours, but just push that rectus femoris out of the way. So right on the bone itself, we have
Vastus
vastus intermedialis, right? So medialis, intermedius, lateralis, and then over the top, rectus femoris. So those are our four quad muscles. Can't see them until we get rid of
Sartorius.
or reflect back sartorius, yeah. And again, the gracilis, imagine another kind of sheet like this going right here. Gracilis is going to be there, but it got chewed up on this one. What are the...
See the edge of each of those, the gracilis and the sartorius?
Yeah, so you kind of define the edge of each one and then reflect it back. If you're having trouble seeing them, let me know. So it needs to be exposed further, but what muscle group do I have right here?
Is that the gluteus?
Yeah. So like we did with the pec muscles on the mink, where we just say pectoralis muscles, we're just going to say gluteal muscles. muscles. So on the human, be able to say maximus, medius, minimus. On the mink, just gluteal. So if I pin back here, gluteal muscles. Okay. And then you see just anterior to it, this triangle right here. What do you think that one is?
Let's see.
So it's attached to this band that goes down to the knee right here, the fascia of the quad.
Sartorius? No.
So it attaches to the iliotibial band. Yep. What's the muscle itself? What muscle attaches to the IT band? Or the fascia of the leg?
Oh, the tensor fascia tenae,
Yep. TFL, tensor fascia lata.
fascia lata.
Yep.
Okay.
So that muscle right there, tensor fascia lata. So
How do you
again,
pronounce the full thing again?
Tensor fascia lata.
Fascia lata.
So what's this one?
Latte. Yeah. Lata. Okay.
Gluteals. This one. Tensor fascia lata. This one. Sartorius, reflected away. Gracilis is not there. What's this one?
That is the vastus medialis.
Vastus medialis.
Rectus femoris.
Vastus lateralis.
Deep to it.
Deep to it.
Deep is
Vastus intermedialis.
Vastus intermedialis.
Intermediate because it's
Between the lateral and the medial.
Okay, so we good with kind of anterior leg, hip extensor, TFL there.
Good.
Okay, what are our hamstring muscles in the posterior of the thigh there? Or
The hamstring muscles. You've got the semitendinosus, the semimembranosus, and the biceps femoris.
bicep femoris, and there's a longus and brevis, but we're just gonna say bicep femoris. Okay, so semimembranosus, semitendinosus are on the more medial or lateral side? More medial side, and then bicep femoris, lateral side. So hamstring muscle, right? I'm in the posterior thigh area, lateral side. This is what? Bicep femoris. If I go to the inside, this one is semitendinosus, and then again, it's kind of been chewed up, so we'll have to find a better mink. But the semimembranosus is going to be kind of broad and almost go medial like an adductor. It's going to have that appearance right there. So over the top, semitendinosus on the medial side, deeper to that, kind of more at inside of the thigh. Medial thigh is semimembranosus. Does that make sense? Okay. So why don't let's go break. You guys do that. I'm gonna clear the lower leg a little bit.